Hi everyone, welcome to YTC. I'm teacher Christine and I'm going to give you some translations about the parts of speech in Filipino and English to help you with the start of the school year. So let's begin. There are 8 parts of speech in English. Oh, there are also 8 parts of speech in Filipino. Let's start with the simplest. In English, I'm sure by now you have been studying about nouns, okay? Nouns are called pangalan, pangalan in Filipino. So you say pangalan for names. All right? So when you hear pangalan, you remember that they are for names. Okay? And names are mga pangalan, names. Mga pangalan. So pangalan in English, name has only one NG. Okay? Noun, pangalan in Filipino has 2 NGs. All right? So let me say that again. Noun is pangalan in Filipino. Let's move on to your pronouns. Okay? Pronouns are considered noun substitutes in English. It's the same thing for Filipino. We call pronouns panghalip. Okay, let me say that again. Panghalip. Okay, when you use the prefix pang, like earlier in pangalan, you have to remember that the prefix pang means for. All right, halip is substitute. All right, or instead of. So panghalip, okay, panghalip in Filipino, they are your substitute for nouns, pangalan. Okay? So panghalip is your pronouns in English. Okay? Moving on, let's go to verbs. Okay? Verb. In English, you say verb. In Filipino, you say pandiwa. Okay? Can you say that for me? Pandiwa. Okay? The pang prefix, okay, became pan, but it's the same, okay? Diwa means meaning, okay? So what gives meaning in a sentence is your verb. The same way in Filipino. So when you say verbs in Filipino, you say pandiwa. Pandiwa. So action words in Filipino are called pandiwa. Pandiwa. All right. So in English, you have 2 describing words. Okay. In English, you have 2 kinds of describing words. The same thing for Filipino. You have 2 kinds of salitang naglalarawan. Salita, word, naglalarawan, describe. In English, your describing words are your adjectives and your adverbs. Okay, shall we do that again? Your describing words in English are adjectives and adverbs. Okay? Salitang naglalarawan. Describing words. Okay? So, in Filipino, ang mga salitang naglalarawan, the words that describe in Filipino, okay, ang mga salitang naglalarawan ay pang-uri at pang-abay. Okay? Pang-uri is your adjective and pang-abay is your adverb. Okay? Pang-uri, again, pang is for. Okay? Uri is kind. So, pang-uri is your adjective which tells you the kind of noun that it describes. Okay? Pang-uri is for kind. Pang-uri, adjective. Pang-abay, okay? Pang-abay, for going together or being together. Abay is to be together, okay? So maybe move at the same time. So you say abay or sabay, okay? Pang-abay is your adverb in English. When you say pang-abay, just remember the word abay or sabay or to go with. Okay? Pang-abay goes with your verb. So, sabay ng pandiwa. Okay? Pang-abay, sumasabay, goes with your verb. So, your pang-abay is always together with your pandiwa, which is your verb. So again, I discussed the two describing words, salitang naglalarawan. You have pang-abay at pang-uri in Filipino, adverb and adjective in English. Okay, so we also have prepositions in English. Okay, we also have prepositions in English. Okay, and prepositions in English are called pang-ukol. Pang-ukol in Filipino. Okay? Prepositions, to be prepositions, are always or should be found together with a noun. All right? So your most common prepositions in Filipino are nang and sa. Okay? Pang-ukol, nang, and pang-ukol, sa. Okay? So nang is your off, and sa can be different kinds of prepositions in English. It could be in, it could be on, it could be at. All right? So your most common pang-ukol are nang and sa. Pang, for, okay. Ukol, okay, is for and for, okay? Meaning to say, these are placed before nouns. All right? For them to have meaning, they are placed before nouns. Like prepositions, they are placed before nouns. Okay? So when you see your nang and sa, they are pang-ukol for nouns. Okay? So they are always found before nouns. Okay? Next is your conjunction. Conjunction. Okay? In Filipino, conjunctions are pangatnig. Okay? In Filipino, conjunctions are pangatnig. Okay? Pangatnig. So you remember kasi. Okay? Kasi or sapagkat or dahil. Okay? These are examples of pangatnig. All right? So what do they do? Like your conjunctions in English, they connect, okay? They connect words, phrases, and clauses. That's the same thing with your pangatnig. Okay? Nag-uugnay. Okay? Nag-uugnay, connect. Okay? Ng salita, word, phrase, parirala, and clauses, sugnay. Alright? So, pangatnig are your conjunctions in English. Okay? You just have to memorize your conjunctions, your list of conjunctions in English as well as in Filipino. The same thing for your prepositions. Okay? You just have to memorize them. So the moment you see them, you become familiar. Okay, the last one, the last part of speech in English is called an interjection. Okay? In Filipino, you call it padamdam. Okay? In Filipino, you call it padamdam. Okay, so ano yun? What is padamdam? Okay? Interjections express very strong emotions. Okay, these are words that convey very strong emotions. Aray! Aray! Hay! Naku! Okay? Oh, I just gave you examples of padamdam. All right? Padamdam could also be words related to calamities. I hope it won't happen, but you say sunog. Okay, you say aray. Okay, sunog is, there's fire and it gives you the feeling of fear, intense emotion of fear or being scared. So, salitang padamdam or interjections are also your kind of sentence. Okay, use them for your exclamatory sentences or pangungusap na padamdam. Okay, anyway, damdam is to feel. Okay, So salitang panamdam or padamdam are your interjections. Okay, so when you say aray, hay nako. Okay, so these are examples of words in Filipino that express intense emotion. Just in case you still find the parts of speech confusing, or your lessons in English or Filipino, most especially confusing, follow our Facebook page and our Instagram so that you could also be updated with some of the activities or workshops that we will be organizing for you, for us to help you get better in Filipino. Maraming salamat po and I hope to see you at YTC soon.